outnumbered or out. The red golem just vastly being superior to the Colossus.
Yeah, he just couldn't finish the game after Kazuhiko was on 1.5k HP. He couldn't do the rest, the other damage.
All right. So let's head off into the second game uh, of this match. 1-0 for Kazuhiko. Um, Next match, 122. You got it?
Yes.
Alright. Is the stream online, by the way, guys? I do. It says it's online for me, but I can't see it, to be honest. Just making sure we don't. Have any more issues in the stream. Are we online? Or is it maybe Twitch that is having problems? No, no,
Huh.
yes, no.
Nope. Anscheinend nicht.
Are we online? Being is Gobi is saying hit play you baddies. So guys, are we online or not? It's we are online. We are online.
Okay.
Okay, okay, we are online. Okay, thank you guys. All right, heading into the second game. Counting down 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
So Cole is probably trying the same deck as last game with his Colossus Red Bow deck.
Yeah, then we see Costa Rica playing the Dragon Nest, and even using the random cards again. Future present being a big factor in a game like this.
Wow.
Eddie
But
gets
that's not a good card for him.
that is not a card that he wants. That's Gax the World Bomb dealing 100 damage to everything on the field, which is really unfortunate because the dragons that he's gonna try to spawn have exactly 100 health.
But to be honest, if anything, the Gax the World Bomb was pretty good against Red Bow. If he has that 10 minions in the board, he might kill almost every single minion of Cole.
There might be a finisher here that actually could get him to clear the board, but that's just no answer for the Colossus.
That healing fireball didn't come in time for the Colossus.
Wow, that's a huge misplay by Cole there. Not hitting the fireball on time, maybe holding it back or didn't cycle for it fast enough. And these two dragons are going to do some quite damage. They do 50 DPS each.
Kaz doesn't decide to healing fireball the Legionnaires and the Dragons. That's interesting.
Yeah, I guess he wants to get more value from it, though I couldn't imagine getting more value. Cole playing the Colossus deck, so that's not the one with the red golem.
And he gets a free healing fireball from the first perk. If that cleaver ever gets to his face, he's gonna stay alive for a while. Or even the monkey.
Even the monkey getting healed up here just in time. And that's just some...
And wow.
And Cole
Spawning more minions does not help against the monkey.
He just had no option other than, spawning more units. That was his only chance. And it wasn't the thing that he wanted, that he wanted to do against the monkey. Monkey finishing off the game and taking down 1000 HP just by himself and the little healing ball. So apparently some people still have issues with the stream. Guys, do try to press Control F5. That sometimes will help you to reload the stream and clear the cache.
No, it's not working for me either. And I refreshed it quite a lot of times, I know. Seems to be not working for some people.
So the stream is running though, and I have no dropped frames. For me, only audio, no video. That does seem weird. So now, do we have change quality. Maybe that can help, guys. If you change the quality settings on the stream.
Actually, yeah, that fixed it. It needs to be on source.
All right, thank you guys for finding that out and fixing the problem for us. Yeah, well, sorry about this inconvenience. All right, getting into the next round. That's at 129. All right, ready when you are.
Sure, I'm ready.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, starting. Castlerico bringing out the Stormbringer here. Normally a really control-y deck, but he has a living
But he seems to be running a living statue instinct. Also with that Stump Bust, 2 cards are very situational.
And we don't see those cards often at all being played in the top tier, right? These are really,
And Colt's
ever used.
Colt's going pretty aggressive with that Welly Squad, not trying to defend, just going for the Witch control.
And it seems to be working, you know. Castlerico has really awkward hand. Cleaver, living statue, not the cards that we want. And Cole is
And needs
actually
to
playing
chain lightning
Demon Warrior.
3 minions.
Yeah, chain lightning those 2 archers does feel bad, and he didn't even get control of the bridges with that chain lightning. And we see Demon Warrior deck. I don't know why Castlerico's holding on to his mana though. And the
He
living
probably wants to start a big push with that living statue.
Yeah, living statue though, you know, being a big, huge tank, gonna soak up some damage for that succubus in the back, dishing out a lot of damage herself. And Cole just unleashes the horde, spawning 3 crossbow dudes.
He now Castlerico just uses chain lightning so he can swarm a lot of things onto that living statue.
But still, he gets cleared off. Living Statue really proving to be an effective card here, you know, for 5 mana being a huge body on the field. You know, Cole taking quite some damage there. Still down to 2000 HP.
This game's running on the clock. If Castlerico can't finish him fast enough, he has no way to lead it with that Demon Warrior getting to 5 or even 6 stacks.
Yeah, the Druid though, obviously being a good choice and a good pickup for Castlerico here. Smart deck building here, I guess. You know, having something ready to deal with the Demon Warrior. And again, using the statue as a huge tank. Unfortunate Boomer here, not getting much value. Here comes again the big push with the Cleaver and the Succubus. Demon Warrior getting stunned. And Cole, you know, he has a lot of Blood Imps running around the field. Those could be potentially really dangerous if they run into Castlerico's Boomer.
Exactly. Or even the Cleaver does 300 damage per swing, which is also pretty deadly.
But, you know, we see Cole just dominating the bridges, and with that, pretty much the game. I mean, he does take a lot of damage to his face. He's already lost 2,000, but his experience lead is insane, you know. He's 40 experience ahead and close to getting stage 3.
And with so many small minions that he can spawn, his third perk is going to be pretty insane.
Yeah, and it's going to get the Gatling gun up and running pretty much all the time soon. We can expect this. And here has a healing puff. Let's see if Castlerico is able to deal with it. Castlerico seems to be floating mana quite often. And jumping right into the Demon Warrior! That's so huge! The Succubus that was potentially dealing with the whole wave and upcoming units just got wrecked by the Demon Warrior.
That healing puff healed him for like 300 HP. That was a pretty huge deal.
You know, Cole being up and ready again, and now there he starts out with a... Oh my god, that chain lightning! It's still not enough though.
That's some real value.
Still not enough. The healing puff up and running again. Castlerico just having no way to deal with this masses of units. You know, he's trying to get the Cleaver on the bottom.
30 units on the board and coming even more.
40 units now. You know, that's just gonna be no way for him to deal with this. And yeah, Cole reaching perk 3, and by that snowballing into into his face.
And also having that level 5 Demon Warrior tanking for all the smart squats.
Wow, that was really insane. A weird deck by Kaz, you know, that he needs to play now, probably like 3 times. You know, he already won 2 before, so maybe that's the thing for Cole to actually come back. You know, 2-1 for Kaz, but this deck seems really clunky and really slow.
And I can't imagine that deck to be countering any of the Colossus decks that Cole has.
And yeah, I couldn't just abuse the fact that the statues are just a huge tank. So yeah, let's head into the 4th match, Cole vs Casarico, 133. You got it?
Sure.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. So yeah, we're gonna see Casarico quite some more on this deck. Let's see if we can make the Living Statue and the Claver and Succubus together work. Cole...
Casarico really doesn't have many cards to take the bridge control.
Yeah, I mean, if Cole just abuses the fact that he has more minions to take the bridge control back after Casarico passed the bridges, that's gonna be really hard for him. Using the Cleaver here as a tank, not a bad choice. You know, they...
That Boomer is gonna deal 750 damage. Oh, only 500.
Never mind 500, but still enough to get Cole down to 2000 HP, and the Cleaver hitting his face a second time.
And that Colossus is gonna be a problem. The only real way to deal with him is the Ghost Hood, as Stormbringer can't offer much self-defense.
Yeah, and the Snake Druid just being used on the top lane there, being wasted. So, what's his way to deal with this Colossus? And Cole immediately sees that the Snake Druid is gone. He knows his chances are here and now. And yeah, he just has to try to support the Colossus. If you can't support this one against the Ghost Turret... Healing Fireball coming in.
Did over 1,000 damage already done by that Colossus.
Unfortunately, Cole cannot get any support. The Drone Walker is stopping any units trying to pass the bridge. But still, 1,400 damage being done. And the second Colossus getting on the field right away. Cole
that was an unfortunate spawn. He can't support that Living Statue because there's a Colossus running on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, the Living Statue, you know, not being really dangerous for Cole. It's just going to get taken out by the archers. And the Colossus being stopped dead in the tracks.
Yeah, he played that just in time. The Colossus doesn't hit the Succubus.
That chain lightning though, really unfortunate. That chain lightning should have gone all the way to the bridge. Missed placement by Casarico here, and that's gonna be it, I guess. The chain lightning just messing him up. The Bannermen buffing the archers, and that's just too much. That chain lightning...
He doesn't have any way to deal with this situation. Yeah, too much swarm for him.
Yeah, that chain lightning, man, really unfortunate for him. He just misplaced the chain lightning, and giving Cole the 2-2. You know, he's really struggling with this deck, and it hurts to see this. You know, the other 2 decks winning so convincingly, and now the danger of getting thrown out of the tournament because this is a loser bracket already, just because of this one deck that he's not able to win with.
Yeah. Upcoming match point. If he loses this game, he's out of the tournament.
So yeah, let's head into the last game. Cole vs Casarico, 137. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Another fact that I don't like while watching Casarico right now, you know, there's just no abusing the Blimes, you know.
He could have played that Cleaver into the Bloodhams, dealing 900 damage to Cole's face.
Colossus now being answered, or even the Boomer, you know. Casarico is playing a Boomer, and the Boomer being able to do so much damage, and Cole doesn't seem to run Shock, you know.
Yeah, he has no way to kill that boomer if he's on the other side of the map.
Okay, so here we see him trying to go for it. That's 700 damage. You know, but he's still missing the answer one. Never mind Chain Lightning being used there. So the start is always looking pretty good for Kazuhiko. You know, 1,000, 2,000 damage, easily done.
But he keeps losing that bridge control, and Cole's getting that second burst at an insane speed, which just devastates Stormbringer.
Yeah, Stormbringer really needs a second ability to make his ranged units just that much more effective. And again, the Colossus, you know, being a huge threat. And Kazuhiko has no
Can
answer.
Snake do it on by himself, not do much damage to the Colossus?
Indeed, the damage then the DPS of Snake is just not high enough. And Kazuhiko has nothing to answer this swarm. You know, living statue.
He needs to cycle for that Chain Lightning again.
He gets it with the next card, the statue getting away the big minions. Boomer being spawned on the top lane, but those archers hitting away on his HP. He's already down to 500, the Chain Lightning not being enough. That Colossus is... Yeah, that Colossus is just still in his face.
Yep, he can't deal with him, and he's out of the tournament now.
Yeah, and Cole, you know, being nearly on stage, like he's at 90 experience by the 2-minute mark. That experience game just, you know, is insane for Cole. And Kazuhiko, yeah, getting thrown out of the tournament just by an unfortunate choice of decks, I'd say.
Yeah, his other two decks worked really well against the Colossus, but the Living Statue and Stunblast really didn't have much use against him.
Yeah, I mean, Kazuhiko being, you know, a favorite for a lot of people, and yeah, it's just surprising to see him being the second person to lose the tournament. So yeah, next game coming up is Kanu versus Mob. Mob, you know, yesterday having problems with the placement of his spells. Let's see if he got those spell placement and the usage of those improved. First game, 359.
And Kanu's not gonna be an easy opponent. He really mastered those Dragon Nest Setsu decks.
359, you got that game?
Yep.
Alright. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, and as you mentioned, Kanu, the Setsu decks, already starting with it, and let's see if Mob is able to hit the spells.
He seems to be... his deck seems to be based around the Monkey with Healing Fireball and Rampage.
Indeed, this could be a face deck, as we've seen lately a lot in the ladder, with Rampage, Monkey, maybe even Rammer and Cleaver in this.
Oh, and a Priestess is an interesting choice, because a Priestess is way too slow to support the Monkey.
So Priestess being a really, really slow spawn, so that's going to be a Colossus, and there we see the next card being drawn would be a Colossus. Kanu reaching level 2 now, having both bridges, and you know, Mob having nothing to support it.
That was an ambitious fireball.
Yeah, I guess he wanted to cycle for the Colossus here. You know, Kanu going aggressive. Mob floating mana, he's at 10 mana and not using it. Why is he not using it?
He's waiting for the Colossus, but I don't know why.
The
That was a wonderful black hole to lightning bolt that Rammer.
Indeed, he just gave it away for free. The priest is, you know, healing up that boss unit, the Brutus. You know, and the healing fireball, saving it again from those dragons, which potentially would have killed him. That's a big unit going for Kanu's face, but the Brutus by itself will not do much damage. It is at 10 DPS.
Sadly, the Brutus didn't tank for the dragon, and he just dies now. But the monkey will do some serious work against the last stand.
Yeah, I mean, Monkey being healed by the priest is, you know, that's a huge deal. And Setsu needing to reload, not being able to deal with the priestess. Monkey just dealing with so much there. It's so mana efficient.
But he doesn't play anything. He was at 10 mana for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, Mob really, you know, missing out on mana, and again having nothing to deal with the. Oh, never mind. He deals with the nest and the top really fast. Plasma Marine's backing up the Colossus here. Now
We
here
might see a
comes the
rampage coming in for both units. That's gonna be a lot of damage for Kano.
And with the second perk of Ravager coming in, that's gonna be a 50% faster attack speed. That's gonna be it. Kano doesn't seem to deal with the Colossus here.
Yeah, 5 in damage per swing, and those come in really fast.
You see there in the end, he was using Lightning Bolt, trying to, you know, finishing off that Colossus. It was just too slow. And, yeah, Mob taking the first game against Kano. People still having problems with the pictures and with the video. Does it get solved by using this video quality, or is it on my end, guys?
No, it's not in your end. It's a problem with the video quality, because you need to be. I'm not sure if it's approved, but Twitch needs to allow the settings on your channel to be changed from source.
Alright. Okay, so yeah, let's head into the second match of Kano versus Mob then. Kano versus Mob, second match being at 4-5. You loading it?
Wait a second, I'm not sure if it was 4-5. Yep.
Alright. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So, double
Mirror
Setsu.
match. Yeah.
Well, the question is though, you know, if the Colossus Ravager combo, you know, it's kind of facey and kind of easy to play, I'd say, because you always focus on one card and not much on the defense. And I don't really like the fact that Mob is floating mana so much.
Yeah, he did it last game and was really wasting a lot of mana by not doing anything. But he does get the opportunity to last stand now. Doesn't take it though. Plays that goes to it.
He's using the last time really defensively. You know, at the bottom lane, another Dragoness gets spawned, and Mob, you know, he has the answers in the hand. He has the Spirit Mancer, as we can see now.
And he goes really aggressive in with the Bannerman.
I wonder if he can actually make the Spirit Mancer, maybe Succubus combination work here. Because, you know, the Succubus being a superb option to deal with the dragons. The Succubus doing 50 damage each hit. That means she only needs 2 shots on the dragons. If she gets buffed up by the Spirit Mancer, that's going to be insanely hard for Kano to deal with.
Yeah, but it's also going to be hard to buff the Succubus because there's no really small minions in Kano's deck. There's only dragons and legionnaires.
Yeah, the Grenadier being focused here on the Spirit Mancer as well, getting killed fairly quickly. Kano though already lost 1000 HP. You know, I would kind of expect Mob to go face at probably 1000 HP, or maybe even now. Tries to deal with the Dragoness, gets Black Hold instantly. The Bannerman being dropped first. Why? The Bannerman is not.
That was a questionable Bannerman.
Oh, he gets just chomped away. Let's see. I don't know, the way that Mob is playing his answers for the dragons, it seems kind of questionable. So Kano just, you know, having all the time that he needs, saving up mana, saving for the Dragoness, and using spells accordingly with it. And doesn't feel much
Yeah,
pressure.
he tries to take the succubus out of the Setsu because he has no real other answer for it.
Another lightning bolt, taking care of the grenadier that's 3 mana by itself, and getting all the last stand really low. Again, last stand. Oh, slight misplay by Kanu using the last stand.
Yeah.
Only for 5.
Why? Yeah, the dragon was still on the bridge, giving him the 5 instead of the 8 legionnaires.
Mob leaving his base alone though. Mob's base is being threatened by dragons, and he just
2 dragons. Okay, but he doesn't get much XP anymore. They hit the second part at the same time, but now he just seems to be losing a lot of XP.
Yeah, Kanu changing up the part of the game. He's just saving his mana and his resources, going for the bridge control. And, Kanu always, Mop always using his minions together, trying to get out that combo, but it can't just deals with it so quickly that we can't ever see this deck to the full potential.
And then Spiritmancer didn't seem to be working out at all right now.
Lucky jumps there by the Chain Lightning, hitting the whole last stand and even the hero. Spiritmancer again being spawned, but Spiritmancer by itself will not do a thing to those dragons, one even being rampaged.
And now there are 4 dragons chopping his HP bar away.
Yeah, Mob losing a lot of HP, and Kanu reaching level 3. We're gonna see him going face and stunning Mob's units and hero, This is really, really rough start. Rough end, sorry.
And Mob is going in with the Setsuite's base's attack. That was a weird move from him.
Yeah, his base being defenseless, the succubus being dealt with quite quickly, and yeah, there's just no way.
That's GG.
Indeed. Having that kind of aggressive play with the Setsu, jumping really aggressive out in front, feels so weird. I don't see the reasoning behind it. Maybe, he was trying to cycle for the Chain Lightning.
Yeah, that Chain Lightning really was important in that matchup for all the dragons.
Yeah, so that's Kanu evening it up 1-1 with this Mob. So the next match at 4-11, you say it?
Yep.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1.
Mob seems to be playing the same deck again, and Kanu going for really different one with Bridge Shrine and Black Hole.
Yeah, so this time it's going to be interesting seeing from the perspective of Kanu, the Dragon deck with a Bridge Shrine, really going for control and experience lead, I guess. Black Hole even being used. That's going to be a big part. We saw him yesterday using the Black Hole to great success.
Yeah, but that succubus is still going to be a problem for dragons.
Yeah, the succubus may be having a big role here in this matchup. The thing is that Kanu doesn't seem to focus this hard on the Dragon Nest in this specific deck. Normally we see him playing 2 Dragon Nests at the same time. Now it's only 1.
He also went for the really aggressive last stand on one side, black holing the last stand so the Grenadier loses the lock on those Legionnaires. Really well played.
But that Chain Lightning though, wow. Getting great value dealing with 2 dragons, a whole last stand. Saving Mob here from the immediate death. Well, I don't know how Mob is able to, finish the game if he's not gonna get the combo that he has to work. Kanu is just slowly gonna play the experience game. And
yeah, that Bridge one is really gonna give him an edge in this matchup.
And we see Kanu playing double last stand in this deck, so he's gonna have a lot of power on the field. Last stand being one of the strongest cards that you could play in the game if you don't deal with them immediately.
And Mop doesn't have, and seems to have not have a boom or anything to deal with the last stand. Just that Grenadier, which can be black holed from Kanu.
Yeah, I mean the again Mop taking a lot of damage there, even though he played his own last stand. You know, that was just effective by Kanu, and Kanu still, while always doing this, he's getting more experience.
And he also predicted the Setsu to jump into the XP shrine.
Yeah, just having a little bit experience, that might be 1 or 2 experience that you got off of it, but you know, everything matters in these kind of games. Last stand really being used by Kano so aggressively, always on one side, not splitting up in the middle. Maybe he doesn't want to give Mop the option to use his last stand by himself. And you know,
so he also wants 2 chain lightnings, which can be very deadly for the enemy last stand.
So, this is really interesting. He plays double chain lightning Dartle last stand. That's a huge way to deal with the enemy last stand and pressuring himself. And you know, chain lightning being a great way to deal with air units or smaller units, you know, that threaten your last stand. And Mop just going for both bridges, so he must have noticed by now that Kano is using last stand quite a lot. I don't like the decision making here by Mop. He should just go for one bridge, let one bridge stay in Kano's, you know, in Kano's domain, and you know, take away that option of playing last stand for 8 legionnaires.
Yeah, he also gives him the opportunity to last stand, and he has 2 of those, so that's okay. That was a bad play. He missed. He forgot about the mana puff staying on the bridge, so he only got 5 legionnaires.
Yeah, but now he's even going phase. Kano being really aggressive here, and the wow, Mop losing 400 health to Setsu jumping his face, and 4 dragons coming in.
4 dragons coming in. Oh, everyone got cleared by the chain lightning.
Yeah, Mop.
He just needs to cycle for 2 chain lightnings, and Mop was dead.
Yeah, or even jumping his face. Mop, you know, unfortunately losing his second game here with this deck, not being able to make the combo work that he was trying to, you know, play. The Grenadier never getting buffed up by the Spirit Monster or the Spirit Vessel, and the Succubus either. That's gotta be it.
He couldn't really contest the Bridge Shrines. He was 70 XP ahead while also winning the HP game.
Yeah, Kano, you know, dominating this match and playing it really safe, and the last stand having huge impact, and you know, Mop having no answer for it. So that's 2-1 for Kano. Let's just head right off in the next game, and see if he can you know, close it up. Kano versus Mop played at 4:18.
I'm ready.
Alright. Game starting in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Mop again using the same deck. Oh, and Kanu's getting Magma Storm, one of the most loved cards during the latest patch,
Yeah.
you know.
He can either be really good or just not doing anything at all, honestly.
The unpredictability of that card. Wow, the Succubus getting answered insanely fast by the Cleaver. That is so bad for Mop, you know. And now Spirit Vessel, that's already great value for the Cleaver. That's 8 mana getting dealt with, and you know, Mop not getting much for it.
Yeah, and he also wants that illusory Cleaver to confuse the enemy.
And we see him, you know, Kano playing really smart here. He knows that Mop has a last stand, and he's only taking 1 bridge, you know, to avoid getting those 8 legionnaires to fight. But here we see Mop finally getting the combo of the Spirit Mancer and Bannerman, even buffing the Bannerman.
That Bannerman for 300 HP.
And here we go! The Magma Storm value!
Does he miss?
Both!
Wow, he hit both Magma Storms.
Kanu must have, practiced that aim quite a lot to be able to
Yeah.
hit these two minions with one Magma Storm.
Not everybody can pull that off.
Indeed, and with 4 mana, that's just a great way of dealing with a lot of cards.
Now he can send both cleavers in.
Yeah. Wow, the lightning bolt clearing the sorcerer, the succubus. Though I do not know why he did that, because the cleaver would have killed her anyway.
I think he predicted that something spawns in front of the succubus to protect her, so he just wanted to deal with her instantly.
Right, and he gets rewarded with 900 damage. And he's baiting
Kanu sitting with 2 elusive cleavers on his hand.
And Kanu, he's just again in a really, really good spot. He's having a great card. Now the propeller scripts as well from the future past here. For
that
1
Magma
mana.
Storm's gonna hurt his own cleaver. Or not, he didn't hit him. Wow, that aim is truly good.
Man, Kanu really must have practiced that that Magma Storm aim, and the cleaver just chipping away on Mop's health. What do we say? Chip? No, it isn't even chipping. It's just wrecking the base of Mop.
Yeah, a cleaver doesn't chip. He just takes it all.
that illusionary cleaver, scaring the succubus for a second, but not doing much.
I think the Blood Imps weren't spawned a single time this match, right?
No, we didn't see them used at all. I wonder why Kanu is being so careful. We haven't seen a boomer.
He does have that divine shield. Even if a boomer comes, he can just protect himself from the damage.
Maybe he's trying to avoid the combo that we see at the bottom lane being played right now. The Spirit Mancer, the Bannerman. And here goes the next storm. That we see any hits. We do.
No. Oh, okay, he hit one.
Yeah, he hit the one that is really important, the Bannerman. The one that's buffing up the damage. And here comes the next cleaver.
With a elusive one on top? No, he decides to save that one.
Yeah. Wow, the lightning bolt getting the exactly right target. Yeah, okay, the cleaver
he
will not
really has the luck on his side this game.
Kanu's lightning
That
bolts
boomer-
and Magma Storms are on
That boomer is
point.
getting huge value against 7 Legionnaires.
Indeed, I don't think we've seen any Legionnaires, being any danger to Kanu. We see the Blood Imps being spawned here though. Somehow dealing with the succubus. And here comes the cleaver.
And now he might go for another Magma Storm. I'm excited to see that one.
If the cleaver is... Wow, he hits the face again. Mop having no big threats on the board. We see him trying out the combo more often with the Bannerman. But here comes the Magma Storm.
Yeah, he does quite some damage to the enemy hero.
And
if he hits him.
Yeah, even,
Okay, he didn't.
taking down a Snake Druid. Well, the Magma Storm damage to the hero is quite neglectable. If he hits all 10 bolts, it's gonna be 200 damage. And Mop is
Yeah, but he only hit one last time, so it's not very reliable.
Yeah, and 200 damage though being a huge deal right now. Mop being on 350 HP, and the cleaver hit again.
Yeah, he can just finish him off with the lucky Magma Storm. Doesn't see the opportunity though.
Yeah, he just goes, oh, here we go, Magma Storm for the finish. There we go. Yeah, so Kanu taking the win here, 3-0. Taking out Mop, kicking out Mop out of the tournament. So
yeah, that Magma Storm had some surprising value to it.
Those Magma Storms, man, insane. I don't think I've seen that much value from that, and especially since it was so cheap for 4 mana. Yeah, Mop, not getting the value out of his combo that he wanted to, not even getting close to being a threat to Kanu's health. So yeah, that's a 3-1 by Kanu versus
For
Mopmo.
Kanu. Yeah. Next match in the loser bracket is coming up: Beancake against Cole.
First match being at 11:25.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Beancake, I think he still wants that really aggressive 2 Bloodums swash deck, right?
Indeed, we saw it yesterday, you know, wrecking the hero in seconds. And Beancake really showing us yesterday what kind of cool-headed and a well thought out process he has in playing the matches and understanding the game with that double cleaver yesterday, and surviving the cleaver and the shield.
Yeah, it was a close game yesterday. And he does it again. He plays 5 Bloodums on 1 lane.
Yeah, Beancake being, you know, kind of famous now in this tournament, I guess, for using 5 Bloodums on the same lane. And, you know, we see Cole having a Colossus.
Huge problems dealing with that cleaver. That
Wow.
already did 900 damage and boom. Over 1000 damage by that cleaver.
And on the Monkey dealing with all the archers in the back, getting such a big value. While the Cole's Colossus is hitting Beancake and, you know, being healed up here. Beancake, you know, having no real answer.
And also killing that first perk of the Ravager entirely.
Indeed, the first part, the Brutus, getting wrecked by the Colossus, which is huge because it might, you know, initiate a big attack by Beancake himself. I guess we're gonna see another Colossus spawn right now.
Yeah, he waits for that Plasma Marines to come in range.
You know, that Plasmarine expecting nothing by crossing that bridge and instead gets a Colossus drop in his face. And there we see.
Does it again. 5 Bloodums, 1 lane. I guess he saw that Cole doesn't have much to deal with those Bloodums.
Yeah, you know, Beancake just going for the counter attacks as soon as you see the Colossus being dropped and sees his opportunity. And it seems to work, you know, the Cleaver and the Monkey just destroying.
For every card he played, one little scrat came out of Red Bow and only buffed that Monkey to more attack speed.
Indeed, I think you kind of forget that, you know, while playing Red Bow, every card you play, every minion you do is just buffing the Monkey and giving him a huge attack boost. And, you know, that counterattack of Beam, wow, just destroying Cole, you know, insanely fast.
Indeed, that last push did a lot of damage.
Wow. Okay, so that's a first win for Mob, and you know, Cole having really problems. You know, he did have the threat on the board and might have finished off a second later, but unfortunately, Bean's 5 imp strategy on 1 lane is working out, and he's not getting punished.
Yeah, Cole doesn't have a Chain Lightning or even a Boomer to deal a lot of damage against those.
Alright, so second match, Beancake versus Cole, played at 11:29.
I'm ready.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. So, you know, Cole probably, yeah, he's going with the same deck. And Beancake with the APAP that he showed us yesterday, that he has great control over, and that he uses his shield totem quite nicely. And, you know, we were surprised that he has no expensive cards on the deck, you know, not seeing anything swirling around the APAP. We see stun bolts.
And he's also relying a lot on those random cards that he gets from the future, past, and present.
I guess that deck is just for his own, you know, good feeling, having, you know, every time another deck to play with all those random cards. using APAP.
Yeah, it's fun for sure.
You know, having
Using the Dragon Nest.
Dragon Nest, you know, being a huge threat though here for Cole and the Colossus, the Stun Bolt and the 4 dragons. Looking at the dragon, that would, you know,
That
that would,
Colossus is just getting chopped by the dragons.
and the Rampage Dragon just taking a whole turn, you know, coming back slowly to help out, following that one Scrat. This dragon.
That's a
pack-
huge dragon pack coming to the face of Cole.
Well, that's 5 dragons and 1 even being rampaged, and he has nothing except small archers to deal with it. They are melting his face, and you know, taking 1,500 damage is just
In
insane.
one push, exactly half of his HP.
You know, what we see here, Cole, you know, being a little bit more careful with his blood imps, as he should be, splitting him up, and
Still taking some damage, he's down to 1k HP.
and here to the next Colossus. Beancake getting incredibly lucky to get another Rampage Dragon from that Raging Reinforcements, you know, which is his best options to deal with the Colossus.
Exactly, yeah.
His Dragon's though not
Warrior
defending,
tanks for the dragon.
and
Yeah,
you know,
he seems to have no answer for those besides the whirling, the propeller squats and the crossbow dudes.
indeed the Dragons, you know, not being dealt with and doing so much damage. The Colossus, you know, just being too slow, and Beancake just looking for the opening and then rushing the other lane, completely ignoring the Colossus and kiting him, spawning minions behind the Colossus to make him step back every few seconds. Yeah, well played. Beancake.
Quick matches coming in, 2-minute matches from Beancake.
You know, we see really aggressive plays of being probably one of the most aggressive in the game. Let's see if Cole banned out the real aggressive deck that we saw yesterday, with like what 3 Blood Imps was it?
2 Blood Imps and a Bannerman, yeah.
Ah, yeah. All right, let's go to the next match and see if, you know, Cole is able to make a comeback happening. Game being played at 11:32.
I'm ready.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that is his Ravager deck. So he's already starting with the small minions, man. These small minions, Beancake really being a fan of those. And you know, Cole,
Might go for another big push on one lane like he did yesterday. We'll see.
but you know, if he has the Blood Imps, that Colossus really could hurt him. If he spawns those Blood Imps as we see him now, 4 on 1 lane, that Colossus is gonna do a lot of damage here.
Yep, he does it again.
And there we go! The
Yes,
huge
20
attack
minions.
coming in! The Colossus being spawned on the front lane, being baited by
Baited
4.
out the Colossus.
The
Wow.
Bannerman buffing everything in the face of Cole. And there we see Cole's face melting. The hero just getting killed so fast. The
Goodbye, Cole.
Again,
That's... Wow.
Bean showing us how strong that deck is. And, you know, and Cole totally being taken by surprise. Maybe not watching the replay yesterday, not being aware what Bean is up to, and showing us how strong a Bannerman those Blood Imps can be.
Yeah, you might think it's just an easy deck to play, you just spam everything. But Beancake actually used a lot of strategy there, baiting out the Colossus with his Blood Imps and going all in on the other lane.
So yeah, again, Cole being punished for using the Colossus so aggressive and not using it to defend this hero, but instead spawning it at the bridge. You know, if that would have been defending there, all those Blood Imps running into that would have been devastating for Bean. But yeah, that's Cole out of the tournament, Bean working his way back, you know, to the top. Maybe he's able to, you know, get into the finals if he, you know, keeps on playing like this and surprising his enemies. Let's see if some of his enemies will be able to spot the weird kind of decks he's playing and abusing the fight of his Blood Imps.
Yeah, you really have to play properly against that many minions. If you don't have a chain lightning, you're dead.
Indeed. Alright, so next match coming up is Kanu versus Beancake. Kanu versus Beancake, the first match being played at 5 p.m.
That's it, yep.
Alright. Ready when you're?
Go ahead.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
We see Kano using his random list first with the Future Past and Hidden Cleaver.
Yeah, and Beancake using his Dragon Nest deck probably with the APAP. And wow, Kanu gets the Scred Horde. You know, all those little minions. Beancake is gonna be jealous. He wants those on his Bannerman. And wow,
Yeah.
the Dragon is immediately getting killed by the Lightning Bolt. That's huge for Kanu, you know, stopping it that early in the tracks.
That poor little buff not doing anything.
Yeah, I guess Beancake, you know, I can just imagine him looking at all of the Scrat Horde being like, man, if I had this with the Bannerman, my games would even finish faster.
Yeah,
You
Kano
know,
just used his second Future Past and got the Whirling Scrats, I believe. No, he got something else.
no, he got the
I
present
think
in
he
the...
got the Defensor Chopper, right?
Yeah, the offensive upper in the top. The dragons, you know, they're just slowly moving on the bottom again. We see Kanu having Plasma Marines, but other than that, I don't see many options to defend against air units.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
he also Beancake also needs a tank for his dragon units because Apep can deal with the dragons by himself.
Indeed, the oh wow, that lightning bolt really unfortunate. Trying to go for the nest again. You know, those dragons, one crossbow dude and one plasma marines. I don't see them being enough for this kind of dragon storm. Two cards for the defense.
And another Scrat Lot from the random gift. Wow, that's unfortunate.
So what do we do against these dragons if we were Kanu? You know, you have to be able to deal with them, but you only have cleavers, which is just, you know, no option here. You know, desperately trying
It's near to impossible to deal with that many dragons.
Yeah, you know, Kanu just... He can use a totem to shield some damage, but these are two ramped up dragons in his face right now. You know, the Scrat Horde doing their best to, you know, look intimidating and doing damage to
But
Beancake.
not doing anything.
Beancake might give Kanu some tips about how to use those small minions, you know. But yeah, these dragons seem unstoppable for Kanu's deck.
And Beancake does have that dagger fall for the Scrat Lot every time he plays it.
Indeed, and you know, the dragons, the only answers being used right now at the bottom lane, the Plasma Reeds walking right past him, Kanu's face, unprotected, and he doesn't have any way to deal with them. That's gotta be it. The dragons, you know, just hacking away and always being free. One crossbow dude, and Plasma Marine just not being enough to deal with it.
And again, though, Bloodums were on his hand the whole game, Willy serving no purpose for him.
Indeed. Man, those cleavers, you know, trying to look cool and being even used with illusions, yeah, could not get any value. Well played by Bean. So yeah, let's head into the second game. Kanu vs Beancake played at 5-4.
Yep, I'm ready.
Alright. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Kanu's playing the same deck against one of Beancake's Ravager lists.
And that is, yeah, the Ravager list. You know, the Scrads already. I guess Beancake is just a lover of the Scrads.
Wow, that Gax can really make a difference, though.
Oh my god, that's gotta be one of the best cards that he could have actually gotten in this matchup. You know, Beancake doesn't know what's coming for him. Now he knows, and that's just why
That's
he's
gonna
gonna...
be 500 damage and everything died. Wow. That's the best Kegs I've ever seen.
I know, you see Beancake going again for it, but we know that's gonna be it. And again, 5 imps at one lane. And there's more coming in.
But that Brutus gonna tank for every single blood imp staying there.
Beancake black holding that.
That was a questionable black hole. Now he just takes 1000 damage from the boomer.
Oh no, he has
Okay, wow.
rack. But those legionnaires dealing with everything in the front, just hacking away. Kano really reading into that. He's going to be the first one to actually be prepared against this kind of deck.
And the new Elusive Cleaver actually deals with every single one of the Bloodums.
Yeah, this is going to be the counter deck to Beancake's, rush deck. Gax the World Bomb being insane here.
No, he got killed.
So now what do we see? If he's able to make this attack work, but the Illusionary Cleaver being on the hand and immediately dealing with the whole attack just being spawned right in the middle of him. Beancake gonna be frustrated. I don't think he knows what he's doing right now. Like he's gonna be questioning, hell, how do I get past this? This deck always wins in 50 seconds. This is already going 1 minute and 50 seconds.
And he got the last stand. That's a huge card for him.
The Illusionary Cleaver here showing us what great value he has now after the latest patch, stopping the whole attack of Beancake just dead in the tracks for 1 mana.
Yeah, very good card. Basically doing the same job as an Earthshock this game.
And for 1 mana being just a complete attack here that wrecks the whole hero on other decks, that just gotta feel good. Kano really gonna be happy about his deck choice. And those Blood Imps, yeah, they will not be able to be of much use
Survive
here.
the might of the Illusory Cleaver.
Yeah, the might of the Elusive Cleaver, well said. Beancake just, accepted his fate. I don't think he has, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, he just plays
Imps.
the Blood Imps into it. Also, the second perk of Brutus doesn't serve much of an advantage for Beancake, as every single minion doesn't have more than 20 health.
Yeah, indeed. Beancake, I don't know, got thrown off his tactics, man. It's just, he doesn't know what to do. I mean, the game lasted longer than 50 seconds. How are you able to work with this? What a mean way of Kanu playing. Not giving in to those rushes. So yeah, Kano knows exactly what's coming for him. We're gonna have to watch out for Beancake if he's actually able to win with this deck, because he needs to win at least one time. The next match of Kano versus Beancake being played at 5-8. You got it?
Go ahead.
Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, and so we see Beancake again using the Ravager deck. Kanu having the last stand deck with a Dragon Nest, which is, gotta be the big counter for Beancake's deck again. Last stand being a huge, opponent.
Definitely.
Wow,
And he goes for 8 Blood Imps on the top. Whoa.
And there comes the last stand, Beancake having no regard of his own life. Those Blood Imps, he just doesn't care what happens to them. Chain Lightning dealing with the rest.
Beancake has no chance against 2 Chain Lightnings. He can just give up this game.
Yeah, I mean, we know what Kanu is playing. He's playing 2 Chain Lightnings, a Shock Rock, and double Last Stand.
That's 1k damage for him.
Wow. That Chain Lightning, Black Hole being used.
That hurts to watch. Wow.
Man, Beancake, we are sorry, but this is not gonna end well for you. You gotta find another way. Again, the 1 minute mark being reached. Beancake going for another desperate attack.
Even an Earthshock dealing 400 damage to 10 Blood Imps. Wow.
I imagine, Kanu sitting in his couch, leaning back and, watching this game unfold, clicking once in a while, just waiting for the next big attack for Beancake. and Kano's just gotta relax and be like, "Ha, what card do I use this time to answer his whole attack? I can use any card on my hand, right?"
Yep.
And Beancake going again, you know, getting kind of predictable here.
That's just sad to watch. Wow.
And this time he's ready for the chain lightning.
But he has another one. He can just cycle the squats for another chain lightning.
You know, you see Beancake being like, okay, well, I played smart this time around, and yeah, Kano, you know, sitting in his couch, relaxing, and clicking on the chain lightning a second time.
Not caring about that.
Wow. Bean getting absolutely no value of his minions, and Kano, you know, having the easiest games of his life.
Indeed.
So we see the next match being played, Kano versus Beancake at 5:10.
Yep.
Alright, starting it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, Beancake
He needs to win.
giving it a next chance. You know, he needs to make this work. Kano, you know, he knows exactly what's coming for him. He has a boomer this time. You know, a boomer. You know, and we know what Beancake is gonna do.
That
He's
might
gonna spawn
Be
blood
able to
imps.
deal over 2k damage. Let's see.
Blood imps and blood imps and blood imps. You know,
Does he have the Urshock? Yeah, he does have the Urshock for it.
or Shock Rock, yeah, being able to clear that.
Urshock, okay.
Though, you know, having no Bannerman there, you know, it's gonna hurt Beancake. He's used to just melting the face and getting the kill here with that attack. And here we go. Beancake getting ready for the next attack, having the Bannerman in there, and the Brutus actually tanking for him. Kano getting the
this time-
World Bomb again!
Needs to get
This
the
is
World
so
Bomber to
big.
clear this, but that's so much damage for the Bannerman, and no, that just doesn't come in time.
Wow! Beancake, you know, finally getting his deck to work. And again, as we said, that's a 50-second game. You know, finishing off Kano here.
Yeah, his tactic worked in the last game, just how he wanted it.
But now that I'm actually looking at it, I'm actually having only 4 replays here of this match. Kano versus
Wait, yeah, you're right.
Kano versus
It's
Bean.
2-2.
Yeah, only sending in 4 matches. And we don't pre-watch the matches, guys. I'm sorry, we're not pre-watching us, so we don't get spoiled either. So Kano versus Bean going 2-2, but yeah, unfortunately not having the last replay. We're gonna have to tell you the outcome here. Beancake will be able to win the last match, and going 3-2 against Kano. Really sorry about this, and yeah. So that is going to be the out of Kano, and Beancake advancing 3-2 in the loser bracket. So now we're going to head up to the semi-finals. Faramir versus Tempax.
I wish you fun.
Yeah, and Tempax is going to head out and, you know, let me do the commentating here. We're gonna see how this works out. The first semi-finale of this tournament. Faramir versus Tempax. Here we go. Okay, so we see Faramir, as we all know, he's only playing King Puff. Probably took a look at the tournament name and, you know, knew it was coming, knew it was his time to shine. Making his way up to the semi-finale. Tempax having the control deck here with Stormbringer. An easy start for him with the Last Stand. and even using the Bridge Shrine immediately. You know, the Boomer gonna protect the Bridge Shrine a little bit, or at least deal with the Rammer. Faramir playing a deck with double Rammer, really aggressive, and even using Rampage here. And Tempax only having Bannerman and Crossbow Dude, so he's gonna take 2 hits there from a Rampaged Rammer. You know, but we know Tempax's deck is all about control, about taking the middle bridges and taking it slow. He's playing Bridge Shrine not without reason. And Faramir has just got to see how he's dealing with this, with the defensive way of Tempax plays. Faramir being greedy, you know, we know that Tempax is playing Last Stand, and Faramir doesn't seem to have an option and a you know, a way to deal with the Last Stand, and is being greedy, capturing both bridges. We see the Dragon that's being played here. That is certainly a way to deal with it. Not capturing the bridges though, and Tempax is just going to go ahead and keep the experience lead further ahead. You know, using the Bridge Shrine at the top and having the beam ready here. Wow, the Rampage being used and doing a lot of damage to Tempax. You know, Tempax doing at 1,200 HP. Faramir gotta feel good about this. If he can make this work another time, that's gonna be it for Tempax. All those Rammers just passing by, and you know, Tempax obviously having difficulties with dealing these face attacks. Faramir though not taking much damage, and Tempax not having a deck that is able to deal out much damage. You know, it's all about the control. Faramir getting ready for another attack, saving up mana. Tempax, you know, still going for the experience lead, which he is managing quite well. 30 experience ahead. Succubus coming out from Faramir here, and wow, the answer from Tempax, you know, was the Boomer, and it gets dealt with immediately. That swap coming into late, that Succubus being dealt with by the archers. And we see the Dragon Pack being spawned in right in front of the Crossbow Dude. Shock Rock dealing with the rest. You know, Faramir trying to make that Rampage attack work a second time. Tempax is ready for it though this time. The Ghost Turret dealing with the Rammer, the Crossbow Dudes, and the Shock Rock dealing with the Dragon Pack. Faramir taking a lot of damage here by the Crossbow Dudes. You know, that's gonna feel bad for Faramir. He knows he has to get one good attack in. Tempax being really low on 600 HP. That's just, you know, a small attack by Rampaged Rammers or the Dragon Pack. It just needs to happen. And it needs to happen quite fast. Wow, Tempax using aggressive beams here. Faramir on 500 HP. Tempax getting ready to finish it off. He's putting Faramir on the clock. He knows the next beam is got to be his death. And Tempax, you know, being low himself. Tempax using the Experience Shrine, the Bridge Shrine, to tank the Rammer. The Rammer being dealt with by the Boomer. And still Faramir being on the clock. That's one auto hit by the Stormbringer and the beam. That's the auto hit that Tempax needed. He got it for free here, and that's going to be the beam. And that's going to be Faramir's death. You know, Tempax having problems at the start of the game to get into it. You know, getting control on the middle and being able to defend against the bigger attacks quite nicely here. And, you know, killing a Dragon Pack with only one Crossbow Dude and a Shock Rock must have felt good. So yeah, let's see how this turns out. The first semi-finale, Faramir vs Tempax. Second game. Tempax using a Volko deck here with the Red Golem. That's got to be his best deck for this season, the one that he practiced the most. We saw him reaching rank 1 earlier this season with this deck. And Faramir having a Demon Warrior deck. So that's going to be the big sign that Tempax needs right off the start. He knows this is going to be a game off the clock. If Faramir is able to not deal any damage to Tempax's face, you know, rendering the Red Golem useless, he can just ramp up the Demon Warrior one by one and finishing off Tempax later. He just needs to stall out the game and make sure he doesn't get behind in experience too much, and just ramp up the Demon Warrior. Tempax's way of winning this match is using the Blood Imps to take some damage, get him to a comfortable amount of health that he is able to use the Red Golem to apply pressure, but you know, not being too low that Faramir is winning with an easy push or maybe even being to face. You know, Faramir is gotta... Oh wow, that's the Reboomer being dealt with. Not sure if I agree with playing Reboomer here. And he's getting, you know, he's getting spammed by Tempax. Now Tempax making use of the first level 1 ability of Volko, doing 60 damage randomly each time he plays a card. And, you know, Tempax just needs 300 or 400 more damage to make the Red Golem a real threat on the board. Faramir here, killing the heal puff. I'm not sure if I agree with this decision. You know, he's got to know that he is winning with the Demon Warrior the late game. Tempax has no way of dealing with that Demon Warrior if he gets too big. And, you know, the lower Tempax gets, the bigger the Red Golem gets. Maybe Faramir didn't pay attention and didn't see the deck that Tempax is playing. It isn't aware of the Red Golem that's going to come out any second here. There it is. 1,400 health. Let's see if Faramir can deal with it. That's a wall, you know, that's going to buy some time, but not being a threat to the Golem. I wonder what Faramir's game plan is now. Oh, he has the Ghost for it, being used too late. No, the swap of the King Puff being used expertly, you know, taking over the Red Golem, dealing with the threat, and the swap only taking the Red Golem and the Ghost, and protecting it. Wow, that was great play and great usage of the first ability of the King Puff, the bridge swap, you know, effectively killing any Red Golem that comes out of Tempax. If he's able to keep this up, and if he's able to deal with that Red Golem 1 or 2 more times, you know, Tempax is going to be in real problems here. Demon Warrior being at stage 4, the Shockrock missing the Red Golem, unfortunately. Wow, Tempax using the... Wow! Tempax using the Blood Imps, but immediately knowing that it's dangerous and having the Shockrock ready. The Golem here, again being swapped with the Ghost and, you know, taken over by Faramir. Tempax losing a little bit health by a little bit, you know. He's losing 300 health there, using the Red Golems really, the Blood Imps really aggressive. Demon Warrior being at stage 5, and here comes the next Red Golem. You know, fighting on the bridges, Ghost Turret being dropped here by Faramir. Maybe Tempax is trying to ignore the Demon Warrior here in the bottom lane. You know, if he can make that push with the Red Golem work, that's gonna be really dangerous for Faramir. And Tempax knows he has to finish the game anytime soon, because Faramir's level 3 ability will just keep him alive forever. The Golem being damage boosted here, Tempax reaching level 3 early, Faramir, you know, having the Ghost here to deal with it, taking over, getting shock rocked, and that's 400, that's 800, that's 1,200 damage here to getting done by that Red Golem. Faramir really getting desperate here. You know, if he doesn't get to stage 3 soon, able to protect his face, that's gotta be it. He has one bridge at least for now. 113 experience. The Red Golem just being such a big beast here, being buffed by double damage by the level 3 ability of Volko. You know, that's just an insane threat. Demon Warrior, you know, being at stage 6 or 7 now, being strong itself, but it's just not enough for a buffed up Red Golem. Here we go, Faramir knowing he has to keep one bridge. Gets dealt with though by the Volko burning bridge at the last stand. His way of capturing the bridges and staying alive. Again, Tempax, a second Burning Bridges. He's cycling so fast, and the random hits here being used by Tempax, the Volko shots, dealing with the last remaining experience of Faramir. Really unfortunate for Faramir that, that buffed up Golem in the middle of the game was able to deal 1,200 damage. Other than that, I think he might have actually made the game. Yeah, so that's a 2-0 for Tempax right now. Faramir, not pulling off the skill he had yesterday. Maybe not reading the deck really. He did play insanely well with the bridge swaps. Dealing with the red golems really nicely with the ghost as well. And he just had one mess up with that huge golem hitting his face. But yeah, I think he should have, but he played it safe. Just let Tempax have his HP. Let him play the heal puff. Let Tempax stay at full HP. That Valid Golem being useless as long as you can defend and get your Demon Warrior get bigger and bigger, and then finish him off at level 7 or something. Should be the play, I think. So let's head into the next game. Tempax versus Faramir here. Let's see if Faramir can reverse sweep. Tempax only having one deck left. If Faramir is able to deal with this, and that's the Setsu Dragon deck, if he's able to deal with this one deck and, read the options that he has, he might do a reverse sweep and be in a comfortable position. The archers here being dealt with, no real big danger. The rammer, doing 2 hits here, not too bad. That's as much as you would expect. King Puff being a really good unit. King Puff able to deal with the dragons quite easily by himself. The big damage he does, 75 each hit, means he needs 2 hits by the dragon, and even the buffed up dragon not dealing much here. Faramir using the last stand on one side, trying to avoid giving Tempax any last stand by himself. Bannerman, being really slow, and the Tempax Setsu jump dealing with the last stand completely. Now, he is trying to fight for the bottom bridge against the hero of Tempax, not sure if that's a good call. The Setsu hero, leaving the base essentially defenseless, trying to deal with it is always, it seems like a waste of potential of an empty, defenseless base. Tempax having both bridges, so that means Faramir is going to get a last stand soon again. The dragons just posing no real threat to Faramir. That was 2 dragons and 1 even rampaged, and that was 200 damage. King Puff being not impressed. And Tempax already lost 1,000 HP. Not sure if Tempax knows, if he already has a game plan here. Does he know how to finish this game? Is he already aiming for a specific target here? Maybe using Setsu as a tank or something? He needs to find a way to deal with the King Puff damage and not let the King Puff hit all these dragons. Dragon lives matters. Chain Lightning here, dealing with the Bannerman, and the Succubus, already being half HP. Succubus here, that we see it from Faramir, is insanely important as well. The Succubus being one of the strongest cards against dragons. But the Succubus is used in the front, not able to defend. Tempax using the Setsu, as we said earlier, to tank for the dragons. But 2 archers and King Puff are enough to deal with all the dragons coming. Tempax losing again 1,200 health. He did leave the base open, as we said earlier, and Faramir did use that fact quite well. Rammer doing tons of damage, and the Tempax, he's gotta feel scared. He knows that he's not in a good position. And as soon as we see Faramir getting level 3, we remember Tempak saying yesterday he will not get King Puff in any match to level 3. Is he able to keep true to his word? This attack is huge! The ranged archers and the crossbow dudes, the Setsu damage to the face, the dragon even doing damage because it's tanking. Wow, that was a huge chunk of Faramir's health. And this is gotta be it for Faramir. Tempax, you know, being able to go face is just a matter of time. Faramir needs level 3 to survive the next jump. And he is far away from it. 20 experience missing. That's not even close. And Tempax, we see the next card being drawn is the winning condition for him. And Faramir is gonna know it. Even the dragons here finishing up the game. And Tempax taking 3-0 against Faramir and keeping true to his word. We remember yesterday Tempax was being greedy and really cocky in the end of the stream, saying, you know what, Faramir is never even getting to stage 3. If I remember correctly, he did manage that. Yeah, so that's the semi-final. Tempax pushing Faramir in the loser bracket. That means Faramir has to face Bean. Tempax, I would like to welcome you back to the commentating here. Are you there?
Thank you very much.
So yeah, keeping true to your word. Good job, man.
Yeah, did you like those matches?
You saw it. You said it yesterday. So that was really close, though. That, I mean, you were getting really in not comfortable zones here, and Faramir really pushing you. And yeah, big reverse attacks coming in. You know, making those plays, and that one red golem doing 1,200 damage and stunning the ghost must have felt really good.
Yeah, that ghost really countered me before that last push. Took all my sweet little red golems.
Alright. So yeah, let's head into the first game. Loser bracket semi-final, Bean versus Faramir. The first match being played at 5:26.
Yep.
Alright. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Beancake again with his Ravager lists. I think he wants 2 of those.
Oh man, is it 2 Ravager lists? I'm sorry that I didn't look at the decks and the decks he's playing and the bands. These were left up to the players. And if this is the rush deck, you know, yeah, no, it's not the rush deck. This is playing Grenadier. He did not play Grenadier.
Yeah, he has one mid-range one and one rush Ravager.
Okay, so we see, oh wow, a really nice reboomer here. Doing tons of damage to the cleaver. The heal coming in a little bit late.
Coming too late. And again, those 5 bottoms on the top. Really not stopping with that habit.
Dude, Beancake, you know, just, you know, doesn't care about our commentating. He knows what we said. And he's just, you know what, I'm gonna show you guys how it's done. I know it better. 5 blood imps on one lane is the way, even if he has a reboomer.
Yeah, I think he took your channel name Bad Habit a bit too seriously.
Yeah, Faramir, again, great user of the lane swap and the ghost. You know, taking away the Brutus.
Cleaver.
Taking care of the cleaver and the Brutus, indeed. And that's a big push here. Bean having problems, you know, that's a Brutus hitting his face. That's a Rammer hitting his face. That's a last stand. That's 1,500 HP gone.
Wow. But that beam, if he didn't have that beam, he would have probably been just dead.
Yeah, that must have been the answer. The only one that was actually viable here. Maybe a fast boomer spawn. So yeah, that's a good tournament from Faramir. Great usage again of the ghost, and you know, taking away the big threats.
And he gives him another opportunity to just last stand on one lane. Oh, but he doesn't take it.
And we see here the big push from Beancake again, and the ghost again by Faramir. You know, that ghost is just getting so much value here. this attack.
Yeah, he doesn't have
potentially-
any shock walk to counter it.
Here comes the, oh, that's the rampage and the heal ball, and the cleaver turns around, hitting the,
Sadly not hitting the hero, wow.
wow, that cleaver, that would have been, that was 3 hits. That would have been 1,800 damage to
That would have
Faramir.
been the game, yeah.
But instead, hitting these archers, and that's 5 blood imps on the bottom lane. That's 5
Whip.
blood imps. Why would you do this,
Whoa.
Beancake? Come on.
Finally, you got punished for it. Wow, that took way too long.
Beancake needs to learn this lesson, and Faramir just abused, and Faramir maybe even watching the games yesterday and being like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for Beancake to spawn his blood imps. We know what's gonna happen. And wow, but that cleaver turnaround, I'm not even sure if he hit it before or he was still hitting the archers from before. Might have missed that, but that could have been potentially 1,800 damage, 3 hits by a rampage
that
cleaver.
was really unfortunate for Beancake.
So yeah, that was the first match, right?
Yes.
So that's the first match of Beancake versus Faramir. And, you know, Beancake, if he's watching, he's going to be like, oh, damn, everybody sees it. But, you know, those blood imps, those are be hurting. Yeah, so let's head into the second game. Beancake versus Faramir at 5:33.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, let's go. So we see Beancake's APAP deck, which probably is one of his best played decks as far as I'm concerned. He shows great control over those cards, and you know, using the presence to great effectiveness. Those dragons, those random cards are just, you know, proving of great value, and he plays them perfectly. And the dragon.
Yeah,
nest
he
as well.
won a lot of cheap spells in that deck, like Healing Fireball and Shark Walk.
Faramir being greedy here, maybe because of the clunky, awkward hand, using Beam on his face.
Deciding to ghost a Puff.
Wow, that's, you know, he's gonna feel, is he disrespecting? Is this BMing Beancake, you know, going for the ghost on the mana puff? Is this being cocky, or is he just, you know, maybe being confused? I don't think so. I think Faramir's just gonna say, you know what? I can waste mana as much as I want. Look at
He
this.
even used the Chain Lightning on nothing. What is going on?
Faramir the king showing maximum disrespect to Beancake. You know, maybe just waiting for another Beancake spawn. 5 blood imps running into the Reboomer. But this is a Troubadour hitting the field. That's the first
Got
Troubadour
him
we
off the
see.
random card.
Yeah, that's the first and I think only Troubadour we ever saw in this tournament. You know,
Right.
Beam doing quite a lot of damage to that. But that's a Drone Force 1 in the
Troubadour is
air.
good tank for the Dawn Force 1.
Indeed. Drone Force 1 and a huge... Oh, is this enough? Is the dagger spawn
I'm not sure
well
if
placed?
the
No!
Reboomer... No, it's not fast enough.
You know, the Reboomer having a spawn time of, I think, 5 seconds, as well as the wind-up time of the Drone Force 1, so that's exactly the same attack and respawn rate. Reboomer being able to take out the Drone Force for ages. Drone Force still in the
That
air, though.
Dawn Force 1 is still alive. Doing a lot of chip damage on all those creatures.
So here we see the first real attack of Beancake, you know, with the dragons and a little bit of support from archers. Chain Lightning being ready. Yeah, getting dealt with fast. But what do we see as Faramir, you know? Faramir having, you know, he's having a weird awkward hand again. He's got Beam, you know, but the Ghost, the Swap, that's all not viable cards.
He really doesn't have much of a win condition besides the last stand.
Yeah, this hand seems really awkward. The Reboomer being dealt with, the Troubadour. Oh,
He needs that Troubadour to win.
is it during the...
Oh.
Wow, the last
That
second.
was really close.
Yeah, that Troubadour would have been devastating. They were behind, protecting 3 dragons, which have insane DPS. The Rampage one even having 100 DPS. He needed the Troubadour, otherwise that would have been finishing off his hero.
And the Black Hole of Faramir really doesn't get much value off of anything.
Yeah, the Black Hole being really awkward. Faramir only having the last stand as a real push condition, and the beam, being used on Beancake's face quite some often. These two, they just have it with the one lane. They spawn the last stand, the Blood Imps, everything on one lane.
Dawnforce 1 slowly killing Faramir, and he really doesn't give a shit about the Dawnforce, it seems.
Well, the Ghost, they're trying to take over the Dawnforce, being dealt with by the Dragon, and Beancake's shield totem was being used so well. Again, we saw him yesterday using that shield totem to a maximum amount of value, and he does so again today. And Faramir having
it
so
tanked
much
the
problems.
whole last stand for him.
Yeah, so the Dawnforce 1 though, doing a lot of damage to Faramir's face, and Faramir, having real troubles to deal with it. He knows the beam is probably being answered by a Black Hole. I guess that's what he's scared of, because I haven't seen him use any beam on the Dawnforce. Not sure if he knows that there's a Black Hole, or he just is scared of a Black Hole. Or if he's trying to take it off with a Ghost. The Ghost immediately being targeted though by the Dawnforce, and wow! That fireball.
That Ghost taunted on the Troubadour, it couldn't get to the Dawnforce.
Here we see
that was really well played.
The first beam on the Dawnforce 1, that should have been needed way earlier. The Troubadour now though, being
if this
supported.
keeps up, Beancake will hit Mana Frenzy a lot earlier than Faramir.
Yeah, Faramir again having problems of reaching level 3. He's not using that second ability, the inspiration, at all, it seems. The damage buff on the bridges, no value.
That dragon doesn't get dealt with, and yeah, that dragon just won him the game.
Indeed. So that was really awkward to watch, to be honest. I don't know what to think about this. Faramir, not using the bridge buff that he gets with the plus 25 damage, and yeah, I mean, being incredibly lucky with getting a cheap Troubadour and Dawnforce 1, hacking away on the field.
Yeah, and I'm really impressed when he dragged the Ghost off of the Dawnforce 1 onto the Troubadour with the taunt. That was a really good play.
Indeed. So yeah, let's see what Beancake, getting back into the game, getting the value and not getting punished. Wait, sorry, my bad. Faramir getting back into the game that way. Next match.
I'm excited.
I'm
excited how Faramir will deal with the rush deck of Beancake.
Indeed, the rush deck maybe got banned by Faramir. I don't think so though. I think many people underestimate the deck list. They see the opportunity with the Blood Imps getting dealt with by Boomer. Yeah, so next game, it's 5:39.
Yep.
Let's go for that. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be Beancake's famous deck. That's gotta be the deck that is just spamming and looking for the instant kill. But Faramir has the Reboomer. Beancake getting ready here, setting up, and there comes the Blood Imps, there comes the Bannerman, all being spawned into the Ghost Turret though. Ghost Turret being dealt with, and that's the Reboomer. Reboomer being killed. And
with the shock, wow.
Wow, and he's still alive though. The Reboomer is still alive. Beancake's attack being stopped, and he takes 700 damage, though he didn't get much punishment from the Reboomer. And there is the Brutus, giving Beancake the second chance at a big attack. Faramir's options seem to be limited here. He does a counter attack.
And he stands at top.
But you know that's a huge attack on the bottom lane. But we saw Faramir getting chain lightning next up. He's black holing and he's
He just cycles to the chain lightning, and he doesn't save the black hole for the chain lightning. Now he's just dead.
Yeah, that misusage of Beancake's bled hole, you know, defending himself against the last stand, but by that doing
There was
that,
one powerful thunder.
yeah. I mean, Beancake defending himself with the black hole, defending against the last stand, but losing his whole push in that.
He just needs 6 mana. The Tox clicking for the Beam of Doom.
Yeah. So, sadly, Beancake, you know, getting pressured by that last stand and having no black hole ready. But that deck from Beancake, man, it's gonna come again, and you know, let's see if you know Faramir knows what's coming, right? He knows that deck is still out there, and he knows that he has to be ready for that big push. Let's see if he's able to be ready. Next game, 542. You ready?
Give me a second. Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So yeah, here we go again. That's the Ravager deck. That's gotta be the push deck. And Faramir having the Demon Warrior deck. If he spawns the Demon Warrior this early again at the bottom lane, or top lane,
He might get pushed on the other side.
Indeed, he does have the answers ready though. The wall, you know, being ready to tank damage. The Shock Rock, and here we go. Here we go. Beancake getting ready for the next attack. The Shock Rock killing most anything, and the oh my god, there's the Reboomer being dealt
Getting
with.
killed, and the King Puff is not good at clearing that many minions.
Yeah, but
With
so
the slow attack speed.
it's just enough to stop that attack. Though he still takes 1,000 damage, and that Reboomer being dealt with was really important. That could have been a lot of damage for Beancake. Faramir being able to hold off the first attack. He has the wall, the last stand, and the ghost turret ready, all being good answers for that big push.
Oh, now another big push comes in with the Brutus.
And here we see, yeah, Beancake just, you know, having everything he has. Faramir trying to put up with the wall. The ghost turret, you know.
Now comes the Earthwalk though.
But he has nothing else. The ghost turret is the only answer, and that's it. He has nothing. The Shock Rock trying to deal with it, but that's just it. Beancake's
That was
way
one
of,
fast game.
I mean, Beancake's way of, you know, spawning everything on one lane. It's working out. It's fantastic. You know, he's just, you know,
He does it again and again.
people not able to find an answer.
Yeah, going to the last game of the best of 5. 2-2 right now.
So, that's a 2-2. Let's see who's able to advance to the finals and who is gonna take third place in the tournament of these two players, Bean or Faramir. Let me check. Okay, I got the right overlay. Bean versus Faramir, last game. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So that's his other Ravager deck. Faramir playing again his own deck. He has the last deck standing here. You know, both players on the last deck. I think the King Puff is just, you know, in the right hands, a huge threat. But Faramir hasn't been able to get to stage 3, which is considered one of the strongest abilities in the game. You know, the shield, protecting your hero.
Indeed, he just gets washed down by so many different decks.
And here we see Beancake's probably answer. Oh no, he has a beam. Okay, never mind. The monkey, you know, doing nothing at the bottom lane.
Gets taken care of.
Beancake's face rush deck with a monkey, succubus, rammer, and rampage. You know, you just see 1 second of not paying attention and not having the right answer immediately, and you are gone. Beancake really liking those rush decks apparently.
Or even playing the wrong cards. If you play Squats into Monkey, that's deadly for you.
Indeed. Again, Faramir taking away a big minion, the Brutus, you know, being dealt with. That's a rampaged rammer. The rammer again, just running against. Oh god, those are 5 blood
He has
imps
too many.
running into the reboomer.
And that's
Ooh.
a dead bean cake.
Ah, Beancake, man. You know, Faramir knows what he's doing, and he's not gonna let that pass every game.
He's just waiting for the 5 blood imps to add.
I mean, you know, he's just waiting for it. Faramir is just gonna wait for Beancake's next push and having the boomer ready. If Beancake isn't paying attention to that, or there's no way to instantly deal with the boomer with a shock rock, that's gonna be it. But yeah, we see Faramir, you know, playing the experience game. I think just trying really defensively. And he
And
comes.
your alt can't.
Wow, that swap to the ghost turret. And you know, Beancake trying to make a second push work here.
Yeah, Faramir has to play really defensive, because if he gets countered by his own push, that's really risky for him.
Yeah, indeed. The Demon Warrior not getting much value here. Stage 2 still really small. And Beancake, you know, just getting ready for the next attack.
But he's relatively safe. Even if the Demon Warrior is stacking slowly, he still has so much HP.
Yeah, and that's four blood imps in one lane. Wow, that reboomer. Oh, the reboomer actually being protected, and that's 4 to the face again. Beancake
That's
getting owned.
game.
And this small Demon Warrior, the level 2. Wow, level 2 Demon Warrior doing the last
Actually
hit.
finishing off the game.
Wow. So that just, you know, it just feels bad. I mean, Beancake having the
Faramir.
options, but those blood imps, man, they're in the wrong hands here. I'm sorry. Did it just get
Yeah.
answered?
Faramir was the one of the tournament to punish those blood imps.
Indeed, Beancake, you know, getting back into the fighting his way back and really doing well in the loser bracket, winning 3 times in a row, or 2 times in a row. My bad. The third time he lost against Faramir, pretty closely. But man, you gotta admit, you know, if you go with one tactic, man, stay with it to the end. Heads off to Beancake for doing exactly that. He stands by his point, and
Yeah.
that's
You have
his
to
way
give
of
him
winning.
some credit, right?
Alright, so that means Faramir versus Tempax in the finale. Tempax, wishing you good luck, and yeah, thank you. And yeah, I'm gonna tune you in after the match again.
Yeah, thank you. Hoping the best.
So yeah, Faramir and Tempax, you know, they faced off earlier again as well. They faced each other once before today even, and that was pretty, you know, demoralizing, I guess, for Faramir. He got stumped. He got 3-0'd. So now we're just gonna have to watch. Did he learn from the match before? Is he able to make better use of his cards and maybe even get to level 3 and protect his King Puff? Let's find out. In the 1 second. I think I started the wrong replay. Alright, here we go. That's the first match, Faramir versus Tempax. Tempax using his APEP deck. Last Stand, Chain Lightning Beam, really defensive, Shock Rock even. That's gotta be a deck with a Dragon Nest, right? With a Healing Puff, with a Healing Fireball. Last Stand getting off early. That's just a free big push. Succubus being the answer for Faramir. You know, Succubus being obviously a really great counter to all the mini units. And that's a Dragon Pack that's getting dealt with a beam. And the beam even hits the face. There's so much value from one beam. That's, you know, 7 mana gone. And, you know, even 400 damage to the face. And as I stand to correct myself, this is not a Dragon Nest deck. He is playing Rammer and the Divine Warrior and Cleaver. So he gets the free heal Fireball. The healing Fireball for 0 mana, that might be a big deal in this matchup. Faramir going for a Rammer himself, trying to dish out some damage. That's a double Rammer, that's going to be followed up by the Rampage. Indeed, here it is. And that's going to be a lot of damage, Tempax. That's 1,300 damage. You know, one more push like that, and that's going to be close to the end. Faramir, you know, now in the need of answering that Cleaver, answering it with 3 crossbow dudes, just stalling for time. The King Puff dealing with the damage, and yeah, Bannerman here being used. That's the healing Fireball and the Chain Lightning. Now Faramir is going to get hit in the face by the Cleaver. Never mind, he spawns the Ghost Turret a second too early. He should have let that Cleaver hit his face first and then spawned it. That's a Rammer coming in as well. Those healing Fireballs really keeping that Cleaver alive, and that's going to be it. The beam just, you know, coming in too late. Well, actually, that was a beam from Tempax, my bad. But that Cleaver just staying alive for ages, and you know, Faramir using the Ghost Turret to defend too fast, maybe panicking here a little bit. That's a first win for Tempax. So you know, that first hit, or that first Cleaver, yeah, getting great value. Those 2 Fireballs, healing Fireballs, and one even for free, are just such a big deal. That random card from Apep really having a huge impact on the game. Yeah, so let's head back into the second game. Faramir, please don't disappoint us. Don't make this a 3-0 finale. That would really, really be sad. Indeed, for the King Puff. All the Puffs in the world would be crying. They are cheering for you, Faramir. My bad. Okay, so here we see the Setsu Dragon Nest deck. As we said earlier, the Dragon Nests are not that strong against King Puff. King Puff alone is able to deal with a lot of dragons and shouldn't take too much damage. Tempax really taking his time, taking like 4 hits on the Dragon Nest, and Chain Lightning. That's perfect for Faramir, you know, dealing with the Dragon Nest, having both bridges. Faramir, you know, getting ahead 10 XP already. That Boomer on the bottom lane, oh, just a way to capture a bridge and, you know, dealing with Tempax's really awkward hand. Actually dealing 250 damage to Faramir, so that's not too bad for him. For 2 mana dealing 250 damage, we've seen worse. That Dagger Throw coming in too late, the Reboomer, you know, still being alive and answering all those archers. Rammer hitting the face, and the Reboomer is still alive. Is he taking the damage from it? No, he is not. Never mind that. The Setsu range outranges the explosion, and the turnaround, you know, those last stand getting Chain Lightning and the half of them getting dealt with by the Succubus. Succubus being a strong counter to the dragons as well. You know, the dragons count as melee hits, and so the Succubus actually, even if she takes damage, she'll just jump back and she deals with them with 2 shots. Tempax leaving his base unattended, you know, Rammer coming in, and at the top of Bannerman with archers. Those are quite some hits by the Rammer, and Tempax already down 1000 HP. So yeah, the Succubus, as I said before, the Succubus is going to be Faramir's greatest card in this matchup. And there comes the Enraged Warrior, just, you know, dealing with her. The swap coming in a second too late. But as you know, the King Puff has strong throwing kills. As we see here, the Cheese and the Dragon taking a pass. And, you know, don't underestimate the strength of the King Puff. The last stand pushing in, and, you know, Tempax having no real answer. The Chain Lightning, you know, of course doing a lot of damage, but that's not enough. That's not killing him. That's only getting him low. And he's paying dearly for it. The Boomer just dealing with 2 last stand warriors. That's nothing. The archer's still alive. The rammer coming in. Tenpax having no answer. He's just panicking right now. He doesn't have the cards to deal with it. Here comes the succubus again. As we said, the succubus by itself is so strong. And Tenpax leaving the base unattended. The buffed up succubus dealing with the warrior at the bottom bridge and with the dragon as well. That value, the succubus being such a great counter. And we see Tenpax trying to save up for the last stand here. Decided not to use it in time. He takes a little bit damage first. Tries to get more value from the dragon nest. Faramir splitting his units, you know, seeing the boomer, avoiding that by using this bridge swap. You know, Tenpax, you know, dealing with it with the chain lightning, only taking 30 damage. But Faramir just, you know, he knows he got level 3. He's sitting happy in his bubble. King Puff throwing out his cheese. Cheese for everyone. Cheese for the warrior, for the dragons, you know. Everybody just eat that. And, you know, he's going to stay in his yellow bubble. Having a great day. And, you know, licking at his little jewel on the right hand. And yeah, he just needs to cycle for the next chain lightning, killing Tenpax with that, or even the succubus, you know, reaching that. Great game by Faramir, and probably a way of winning by, you know, choosing the right deck to counter that Setsu deck. What a generous King Puff, dealing out cheese to everybody, right? So yeah, Faramir getting back into the game. 1-1 against Tenpax. Is he able to stop the winning streak of Tenpax? You know, Tenpax being undefeated yet. Let's see. Next game coming up right now. This time we're going to see the view of Faramir. And, you know, Tenpax again on the Dragon Nest. This Setsu, you know, it's just got to be a pain for him to play. And Faramir playing his face deck, again having the succubus and double rammer. You know, again, we're gonna see the succubus value. And even having a chain lightning, you know, that's everything you need to deal with the dragon pack. As we head into the game, we already have a favorite, right? We know that Faramir has insane cards on his hand and on his deck to deal with all these dragons. He even plays a dragon nest, dragon pack himself. So if he is able to burn and, you know, get the rampage on the dragon pack, that's 100 DPS on each dragon. That's gonna be insane if he's able to get that off. You know, trying to bait out Tenpax chain lightning maybe, and then going from there. Ghost Sword being dropped, the succubus probably there. The succubus being dropped, but immediately being answered by the lightning bolt. That's a big attack here. The Setsu, you know, coming to the face. 2 dragons hitting away on Faramir. Dagger dealing with the archers. King Puff, you know, again being really angry and throwing even hammers now. Wow. And, you know, that was 1,200 damage though. Well done by Tenpax. And here comes the Dragon Nest. The Shock Rock only hitting 1. That's gonna feel good. Chain Lightning though, dealing with that and even spawning an own dragon for Tenpax. Tenpax having both bridges here, taking the experience lead, and yeah, putting Faramir really in a bad spot. All those eggs getting splattered on the floor, you know, those dragons gonna get enraged. The warrior here supporting them, and here comes the succubus again, dealing with everything that's gonna spawn in the top lane. All those dragons, the lightning bolt being killing the ghost horde, and the succubus, you know, she's gonna push your base, Tenpax. You gotta watch out. Here comes the rammer. Though we do see that the rampage is not ready here. Succubus being dealt with, you know, Faramir losing a lot of health himself. That rampaged warrior, you know, hacking away at his face. Okay, so here we see the Bannerman enraging Faramir's own crossbow dudes, dealing with the enraged crossbow dudes of Tenpax here, getting dealt with by the dagger and you know, even killing Dragon Nest and the dragon with a chain lightning. So Faramir really being pushed here with the favorite of the match, I guess. You know, getting hammered by all these. Oh wow! That bridge swap just in time to avoid the shock rock. Two dragons going for the defense, one for the offense. Setsu coming to jump his face. Faramir being able to defend really nicely. Losing two dragons to the chain lightning, but that dragon, you know, hitting Tenpak's face. There's the rammer coming in, maybe getting if one hit. Yeah, that's just what you expect to. And one hit, and then he's dying to the boomer. But here comes the second rammer, and the succubus already on the hand again. And that rammer is getting rampaged. That's one hit. That's enough damage. You know, 320 again. You know, getting Tenpak slow and steady. Now Faramir is using the bridge to his advantage. The buff of the Inspire, 25 bonus damage on the crossbow dudes, dealing with the dragon and the warrior. The succubus at the top lane, you know, it's gonna deal with the dragons, taking 100 damage, so it's pretty low, getting dealt with the chain lightning or anything close to it. So here we see the bridge swap, you know, that spawn up here with the ghost turret and then swapping. And here comes the enraged rammer, and you know, King Puff is sitting in the yellow bubble. The rammer doing so much damage, 360 damage with each hit, and the King Puff just, you know, chilling in his cheese bubble, I guess. Wow, and Tenpak, you know, getting hammered by those rammers, having no answer. 80 HP, that's enough for the chain lightning. Faramir doing a great comeback from that. You know, he was so low, he was getting hammered, and he was getting, you know, so many dragons in his face, and yeah, King Puff just getting all the value and getting to level 3. And those rammers really being difficult for Tenpak to deal with. So yeah, but that deck is gone now, right? The rammer, the double rammer deck, probably gone. Tenpak still has his dragon deck. Let's see if he's able to take a win with that. That dragon pack really, really needs to, yeah, take a win, you know. King Puff obviously being a great strong counter, and the succubus as well. And here, yeah, we see the Setsu deck as well. Again, the Dragon Nest, that's gonna be it. This time though, Faramir on his last deck, and that's the Demon Warrior deck. The Demon Warrior deck being really clunky. The Demon Warrior, you know, not being a great way to deal with Dragon Nests. And Tenpak's, I guess, made really nice bands. He left this deck open, and since we know that everybody has to win with each of their decks at least once, that was just a really smart choice of him. The Boomer here, the Reboomer getting dealt with by the Shock Rock, that's huge. The last stand, and the Enraged Dragon there, the Enraged Dragon not being killed. The King Puff just throws his stuff at the... Oh wow, okay, that's a Shock Rock. But still, that's a lot of damage, you know. The King Puff not focusing the dragon. The dagger just killing the archers. And, you know, Faramir is just trying to find answers. Tenpak's going in himself. Setsu going at the face. Still people from the last stand alive. That's gotta be it. That's a GG. Faramir getting hammered with his Demon Warrior deck. That's just one push. And, wow. That was insane. The Reboomer getting dealt with early, and you know, the snowball after that. That's insane. Yeah, Tenpak's really, you know, getting sick of all this cheese and saying, you know what, Faramir, beat it or leave it. We're gonna go for you right now, right here. And you know, he had no answer. So this is a 2-2 finale. Faramir definitely stepped up his game, and you know, having great answers against the Dragon Nest deck. Now, the Dragon Nest deck is gone, and the last deck of Faramir is one with the Demon Warrior. The Demon Warrior, you know, hasn't really been able to shine, right? Except the level 2, the level 2 Demon Warrior doing the last hit, one game. But other than that, we didn't really see him get the chance to get big. Let's see if Faramir is actually able to make that Demon Warrior work and get value from it. And let's see if Tempax lets him. This is the last match of the finale. Both players have 2 wins on their decks. Tempax having the control deck, going for the end game, for the slow control Stormbringer. And Faramir, you know, being slow himself, having the Demon Warrior. Let's see if he can actually drag it out, and while not falling behind in experience, because, you know, Tempax is running that experience shrine, and he needs to be able to stay, you know, in the game. The beam dealing with the last stand, and immediately the experience shrine is being dropped. Let's see if Faramir is actually able to not fall behind in experience, because that's what is really important. If Tempax reaches level 3, his Stormbringer alone will do a lot of damage. And, you know, taking control of the game. And, you know, Tempax, if he reaches level 2, that's already going to make his archer traits that much better. The ghost here, you know, he can take the turret. Taking the ghost turret, not big of a deal. The turret just, you know, turning around but falling apart instantly. The boomer match of the ages down there. Wow. So what happened there? The Stormbringer hit the Reboomer first. Reboomer exploding, triggering the explosion of the Boomer. Boomer killing the tombstone of the Reboomer. Lucky shot from Tempax, or maybe well played. We don't know yet. The Reboomer is gone. That means Faramir has nothing to answer Last Stand with. And that's a great beam! The beam hitting the turret, the ghost turret, the wall, and Faramir's face. That's great value. And, you know, we already see what I said before, Tempax being able to pull ahead in experience. Faramir losing a lot of the Last Stand to just one Boomer, trying to wrap up the Demon Warrior. He notices he's on the clock, but this is probably too late. You already see Tempax at 90 XP, while Faramir is sitting at 50. Faramir not even able to take bridge control and use the inspiration that, you know, might get him back into the game. The increased range on Tempax archers are insane for him. He has 2 double range, plus 2 range. You know, making every trade that you could possibly take go in Tempax's favor. The Reboomer taking out those 2 archers. And now he's gonna take the bridge, but that's not much of a problem. The ghost, yeah, ghost being dealt with. Ghost is the dead card in Faramir's deck right now. Since Tempax is only playing cheap cards and a lot of small units, you know, the only 2 expensive cards are being the Last Stand and the beam, and those are not, you know, very, very valuable targets for the ghost. Demon Warrior going up to level 3. Faramir finally having level 2, but Tempax is already at level 3, always having 1 or 2 experience shrines up. This is gonna be, you know, he's gonna reach the Mana Frenzy at level 4, at minute 4, sorry. He's gonna end this game in like 30 seconds. If this keeps on going like this, it is now, Faramir really, yeah, just had problems taking the bridge and staying in the experience game, and he couldn't develop the Demon Warrior either. You know, Demon Warrior being at level 4, that's all good and fine, but that level 4 happening at 3 minute 50 is pretty late. Reboomer getting no value of Faramir. Reboomer, you know, being a target for the Shock Rock as any Boomer is, and the Demon Warrior just too slow. Tempax again with 2 shrines up. He just needs a few more seconds to reach the Mana Frenzy, and that Mana Frenzy is gonna be insane. He's gonna be able to spawn more shrines, and that's gonna be it for Faramir. You know, he has no way to deal with this Mana Frenzy, at least not until he gets to stage 3 to be able to somehow stay alive. But yeah, here we go. Tempax getting all the mana in the world, you know, having experience shrines. His hero is standing all high and mighty up on his podest. The King Puff doing his best, dishing out the cheese and the hammers, but that's gotta be it. That's the huge attack of Tempax, and the Demon Warrior trying his best to defend here, but that's just dragging out the match. And that's Tempax actually taking the win of the tournament, making him the first winner of the King Puff Cup. You know, and Faramir, you know, taking second place, which is still pretty strong. You know, playing King Puff only here, and yeah, congratulations, Tempax.
Thank you.
So yeah, what do you think about that last game? Now that we just watched it, you know, you playing a Stormbringer deck and Faramir not being able to keep up. Do you think it was just, you know, decided by the deck choice or the hero, or do you think he just played something wrong? Do you think he actually had a chance?
I think it's near to impossible to win as the Demon Warrior deck if you can't clear the XP shrines, and I don't think Faramir had any way to kill those, so it was decided pretty quick when I had double the XP of him. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed, I think so as well. Like, those experience shrines just decided the game. You know, if you can't get to him or have no way of dealing with him, that's gonna be it. So yeah, that was a great tournament, and I think we had some really great matches today, and I'm really thankful for you guys to watching this, and I hope you guys watching this tournament had fun as well, as much fun as I had casting it and organizing it, and let's hope we can do this sometime soon again. Maybe with a lot more people. Maybe this got you, you know, triggered, and you know, you're saying like you're sitting in the chat and be like, "Wow, I can play better than these guys. These guys won, no problem. I can do better, no problem." You can participate in the next tournament, and we're gonna post it in the Steam's forums again when we actually pick a date and post any info on it in the format that's gonna be played. So yeah, look forward to that, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good evening.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to play and cast the games for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed the streams yesterday and today. Have a good evening.